Yeah, you scored a layup to tie the game, 3:57 left at 100. Team didn't score again the rest of the way. What happened out there?
I think I didn't find a way to score the basketball. I think sometimes we get a little impatient at the end of the basketball game, and I think we were trying to take it upon ourselves a little bit. I know I had a few turnovers in the end of that game that I could have took care of the ball, but careless turnovers, I think, put them over the edge.
Yeah, turnovers, it's been a theme for a while for this team. How do you fix that?
Just by harping on take care of the ball. I think going through these games like this is only going to make us better and make us value the ball even more. Of course, I think we controlled this game the whole way through, and we just let them slip.
You guys have hung your hat on defense. It didn't happen tonight down the stretch. How disappointing is that?
Very disappointing, of course, but we just got to get better. We got another game tomorrow, and we just got to get better on the defensive end and come in locked in. I think the second group did a really good job on the defensive end and sparking the energy. I think the first group has to do a better job of starting with me, but also starting with the other guys on the floor.
Brandon, when you scored that bucket with 4 minutes left, what did you think was going to happen with the rest of the way?
I try to control the game. We controlled the game over the 4 quarters that we would probably just try to settle down a little bit. But they made a run. They started scoring the basketball. They started getting stops, and ultimately they scored more points.
Did you feel like, I know it had been back and forth at that point, but did you feel like you guys still had some momentum at that point? You had just tied it at 100?
Like I said, I think we had momentum the whole game. We controlled the whole game, but at the end, they made more plays. They executed their offense, and they got baskets.
Is there something in particular that frustrated you the most about the last 4 minutes of the game?
I think the way we turned the basketball over. I think we could have executed a little bit better. I think we committed a lot of fouls in the last 4 minutes where they got to the free throw line, and they just executed their plays. I think we can learn from this and just get better at it.
So you and Luke both, when I asked him that question too, and neither of you said the lack of scoring. Why are these other things more important than the fact that you guys didn't score again after that?
If you worry about the defensive end, the offensive end, take care of yourself. I think we stay in front of our guys. We help the other guys. Let the other guys know that we have their back, and if they trust in us to just get the defense to stop the offense, man, always take care of yourself.
Luke, what did you think happened in crunch time there?
Well, it's something we're still obviously. I thought we were ready to take that next step, and I was proud of the way our guys played for those. Take away some of that first quarter, but I felt like we were in control for a lot of that game. But winning on the road is hard, and you got to really lock in down the stretch. I thought we had a little bit of fatigue kick in, and we were just careless. We had 7 turnovers in the fourth quarter. You can't do that on the road and expect to win. But it's something you feel that pain, embrace that pain, use it to motivate you, and we're going to keep grinding away until we get to that point where things like that don't happen. There's always going to be nights where other teams just come out and beat you. I thought a lot of what happened to us tonight was self-inflicted, and the exciting thing about that is if it's self-inflicted, we can be the ones that change it without anything else happening. But at the same time, it makes it can get frustrating when you're doing it to yourself out there.
So what's the balance of frustration versus trying to understand that young players typically struggle in situations like that, or when do you try not to use that as an excuse and say you got to play better, you can't have those mistakes?
Well, you don't use it as an excuse. It's a reality of what it is, and you get frustrated, but you use that, like I said, to motivate you. It's not. You're aware of the fact that you have young players out there, and they need to learn and go through tough times. So you don't start throwing chairs and beating them down on everything. They played hard for us tonight for most of the game. We gave, obviously the end of the fourth was probably as bad as we could have played, but the frustration's there. Accept it. You were aware of what's going on, and we got to just keep working and getting better.
You said you thought you were ready, the team was ready to take the next step. What exactly do you mean by that? What is that?
To win on the road, to play a more, use that same type of competitive spirit we played in the Golden State game with, but do it without the crowd behind us, which is a lot more challenging. And I thought they did that until that complete meltdown of the fourth quarter that we had.
What frustrated you the most about the last 4 minutes of the game?
Our defense. They just kept scoring and scoring and scoring. We got some shots that we missed, which is going to happen. But the fact that we just, after playing a pretty solid job in the second and third quarters defensively and making them take tough shots and staying in front of them, we stopped. We stopped communicating, whether it was fatigue. The moment got too big for us. I don't know the answer to that, but all the things we had done in the second and third defensively and the first part of the fourth when we had that second unit in there, we stopped doing down the stretch of that game.
Turnovers, was it just a case of guys trying to do too much? Because there were the two charges.
Yeah, we had like 3 or 4 travels where guys literally just caught the ball and took 2 steps before they dribbled, which is absolutely unacceptable. Like that's just being lazy. And then a lot of them came from us trying to be too aggressive. They obviously had a game plan of packing the paint, and every time we drove, there was 3 or 4 guys and they're reaching, which is fine, but we got to be under control and realize what they're doing and make the extra pass. I thought in the second half, we did not do a good job. Mainly the starters did not do a good job of making the other pass, trying to make their teammates better in that third quarter.